Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it, and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today, we're discussing one of the modern masterpieces, a watch that even the most jaded and disenchanted Paneristo can look back upon with beaming nostalgia and admiration. This is the 2002 1,950 piece limited edition Panerai Luminor 1950 PAM00127, also known as the Fiddy. This is a timepiece that created the Luminor 1950 case, and it's important to note that it was one of the earliest modern Panerai models to get back in touch with the true size, contours, and cues of the 1950s Panerai reference 6152, the design basis for the watch we now call the Luminor. So this is a well-loved timepiece. The PAM127 is also a large timepiece, as it is 47 millimeters, and it marked the beginning of the 47 millimeter Luminors. You can see that the watch has a more complex case shape on my wrist, though it still wears immense. This is a timepiece that sneaks up on you with a 17.3 millimeter thickness, much of which is down to the dramatically domed plexiglass style sapphire that could fool me into thinking that is actually a piece of thermoplastic. The distortion and the bubble-like profile is that good. Lug-to-lug, big watch, but that's no secret. 57.3 millimeters with a proportional 26 millimeter spacing between the lugs. I would say you can wear this on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters. My 16 centimeter circumference wrist looks a bit goofy, but the look for this watch was always intended to be comically oversized. And remember, sometimes in the old days, people wore the Tritico, the Panerai Luminor instruments, such as the depth gauge, the compass, and of course the watch, on their biceps rather than on their wrist. So this is a watch that fits comfortably on a 16. It'll ship on a 15 centimeter circumference wrist. Just be advised, the look is huge, and you got to be on board with that to own a Panerai. The strap is massive, though it's not terribly thick in its bolstering. There's a lot of leather here. It's a sort of dark pumpkin or very light brown with a small contrast factor to its stitch, and you can see that it has a sheer edge showing the layers of construction to appear a bit more raw, but this is a new calfskin Officine Panerai strap made in Italy on the underside. A simple oversized trapezoidal pin buckle in steel to match the case for easy adjustments on the fly. It's satin finished. Now the case is principally satin finished, but not exclusively. You can see that for the most part Panerai exercised good taste and kept the immense case muted. You'll also see that there are a few garnishings of polish, such as notably the bezel, that pop against the matte finish of the satin case. You'll also appreciate the fact that this is a more complicated case form than the original 1993 Alessandro Bettarini tuna can case. That one is box or can-like. It really seems like a small rectangular unit with sheer sides and sharp edges on the wrist, whereas the actual form of the historical Panerai 6152 was a bit more graceful and fluid. After all, these were watches designed with immense Italian input. I should also mention that the timepiece features traditional screw-fixed Panerai Lug Bores, so the fixture of the strap to the case is very secure, and if you have Panerai strap tools for changing, you already know what size to use. You have the tool ready and at hand. This was also a watch that preserved the essential profile of the previous Luminors and the 6152 via the device protecting the crown. It's a cam system. You can see how it actually compresses the crown, but it's easy to use because if my hands are wet, sweaty, or gloved, a screw-down crown could be a real pain, and what Panerai found was with manual wind submersible watches, constantly threading the crown in and out was compromising the seals. So creating a pure compression lock that doesn't require threading the crown in and out was the solution. It also created a design icon, and it gives considerably more protection against abrasion and shearing than would a conventional shouldered crown guard. The advantage here is as soon as I lift the lock, I've now enabled myself to wind the watch, which I can do, or I can pull the crown out, and now I can set the watch. So I have access to all the functions of the watch, and all of this without having to thread out a screw-down crown. The dial under that domed sapphire is a black sandwich profile, which means that there's actually a stencil, and you can see that the Arabic numerals, the quarter Arabics 12, 3, 6, and 9, are part of that stencil along with the indices. All of that is then placed on top of a fully luminescent disc of Luminova. Finally, it's garnished with gilt-style golden print, minimal printing. I have to complement Panerai there, as well as rose gold hands that pop beautifully against the black base. The sandwich construction is historic Panerai, but it also has the advantage of having a wonderful three-dimensional glowing appearance by night. Now turn it all over, and you see what is basically an ETA 6497-2, doing business as the Chronometer certified Panerai caliper OP11. That's an X and a 1 Roman numeral. Remember, when you see the Roman numeral, that is a modified customer caliber Panerai. It's an old school pocket watch movement that traces its architecture root back to the 1950s, which works well because it's contemporary of the original Angelus SF240 movements used in the Panerai 6152. So you've got a giant pocket watch architecture with a traditional center wheel layout, and you can see the balance is almost 1/3 the diameter of the entire movement. It's beaten away at an upgraded 21,600 vibrations per hour. The standard 6497 is 18,000. The standard watch also has a 42-hour power reserve. The standard 6497, that has been upgraded here to 56 hours. The finish is dramatically improved over a standard 6497. It's a 17-jewel manual wind movement, and as you can see, it features a black polished swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism, as well as blued screws and a nostalgic train layout appropriate to a Panerai watch, with a size that is appropriate to the caseback expanse of a Panerai timepiece in the modern or vintage eras. So 100-meter water resistant, and of course the COSC certified refinement, making this a highly accurate timekeeper, as well as a very versatile and brash choice for summer 2019. Could it be your only watch? You better believe it. Do you need the wrist for it? Not really. This watch is designed to be a little bit goofy and oversized, but if you're already wearing this watch, you're in on the joke. See it and make it yours on the watch box. We're back with the PAM00127, the original Fiddy, glowing bright like a circular supernova.